In this video, we're going to look at how to create a template journal batch to use for doing reverse journal, for doing recurring journals that happen each month. And we're also going to look at how to do the reverse journal. So the scenario we're going to look at is stock movement between the balance sheet and the cost of goods sold in your profit and loss. So the first thing we're going to do, step one, is to create our template. To do that, we click on Menu, Nominal, and navigate to Nominal Journals. From within here, we have to make one of these choices here where we tick a box and we're going to tick Template. Just above that in the batch reference, which is normally like a generated number when you do a regular period journal, we're actually going to type in the name of that journal, the reference that we want to see just for our template. It doesn't need a number because it's just a template. And we click New Batch. And once we've done that, we can click Add here. The date doesn't matter because it's just a template. We click Add and we want to put in our two nominal codes. So the first nominal code I'm going to put in is our balance sheet nominal code, which in my case is 120012. And we can put a reference on that. We'll call that stock movement. And we'll imagine this is the end of the first period. So at the end of the first period, you want to get your closing stock in your P&L. So we're going to debit the balance sheet and we're going to credit our cost of goods sold. Now I'm going to put in an amount of just 1 cent or 1 pence, depending on where you are, for that debit amount, and click Update. And we can see that there in our debit column. And now we need to put in our cost of goods sold, our profit and loss code, which in my case is 520018. Remember that your nominal codes are going to be different depending on the structure of your chart of accounts. So these codes are not the same for everybody. And this time it's going to be a credit. And once you tick this box that says same as previous, it fills it all out and puts in the opposite of it there. So we just click Update. We have a look before we go anywhere. We can see we've got 1 cent on the debit and 1 cent on the credit for the balance sheet. We're happy enough with that. We click Finish. There you go. You're back out to the main menu. Your template is now ready to use. So let's assume it's the end of your first month of trading and you have 120,000 euros worth of stock sitting in your warehouse. So how do you record that? Go to Menu, Nominal, and Nominal Journals. And what we want to do is do a period journal. So we tick the box that says period journal. We change the date to be the end of the previous month, which is the 28th of February, or the end of the month that you want to complete. And then we click New Batch. It's important to click New Batch after you tick the other two boxes, after you tick period journal and put in the date, because once you click a new batch, it locks that batch into that period. So we can see here posting to year period 2025-08. So the accounting calendar for this database is not January to December, it's something else because February is the 8th period. And that's fine. Now, we don't want to have to click Add and type in all our nominal codes and all that sort of stuff and remember which is the debit and which is the credit. So we're just going to click Import Batch and we're brought to this screen. On this screen, we tick the little box that says Template, and then when I click on this question mark, it's going to show me my template journals. I click on the one I want, which is stock movement, and then I can choose whether I want to do a normal import, which is just exactly as the template is, or a reverse journal, which we'll do on the beginning of the next month. So for now, we're just going to click normal import and import, and we click OK. So all we need to do on this screen is edit our 1 cent to the correct figure. So I'm going to click on the first line, which is the closing stock in our balance sheet. We'll say we've got 120,000 in there, and then we click Update. And then we just click on our second line, and we want to put 120,000 in there, and we click Update. So we can see we're going to debit our balance sheet and credit our cost of goods sold with 120,000. Our debits and our credits match. If you want to give this a reference down here, because if you've got to go back and look over all your batches, it's nice to have a reference. You don't have to do it, but it is handy. We call this Feb 25. I think we would probably call that the closing stock of Feb 25. So closing stock, Feb 25. And now I'm going to click finish to post that journal, say yes to confirm posting, and away we go. Now, up here, I'm just going to click on our BI reports menu. And from within here, I'm going to click on reports and we're going to have a look at our balance sheet. So if we click in there on our balance sheet, it's going to show us the balance sheet for, we want to see 2025 period 8. And we click submit. Now, if we go down to our current assets, we can see the value of our stock inventory there is 240,000 because there's another journal in there from a previous batch that I was doing beforehand, but it's be 120,000 when you look into it. So we close back out of here, and let's say now we want to do the reverse of that journal for the beginning of March. So from our main menu, we navigate to nominal and nominal journals. We want to do a period journal. Our date is the 1st of March, and we click new batch. Then we click import batch, and we're looking for our template. So we tick the box, click on the question mark, choose our template, and this time we want to do the reverse journal, and we click import and OK. Now, in the previous example, I had said that the closing stock was 120,000, but before starting the recording, I had done a test of 120,000. So the actual value of the closing stock was 240,000. So to keep it even, we'll put our opening stock as 240,000. Now you'll notice that the 1 cents there have swapped around. Now our balance sheet is a credit and our cost of goods sold is a debit. So we're going to click on that and we're going to put in 240,000 and update. And then we click in here and we go 240,000 and update. And we can call this our open stock March 25 or March 26, whatever it is. It's actually 26, yes, sorry. So now we can click finish, confirm posting, yes, and click OK. And now we've posted our open and batch journal here. At the end of March, then you're going to go and get your stock valuation and you're going to post your closing stock for the end of March. To get your stock valuation, you click in on the BI reports there, click on reports, go down to products, and down here we can see our stock valuation average last. So it'll show you the average and the last cost, which is like the standard cost in there. And we see that that dates it as the 28th of February, and you can change that to be the end of March. Then when you run this report, it always goes to the last day of the previous month for convenience, because that's usually what people want. We're going forward in time. The end of March hasn't happened yet, but if you value it at the end of March there, click submit. It's going to show you your value for the end of March, and you can actually just click in there, and you can copy that and use that in your closing batch journal. So just to finish off the video, we'll very quickly go into our nominal journals. We want to do a period journal, and this is for the end of March. Pretend a couple of weeks have passed by. New batch. We want to import our batch. Now we're going to want to look for our template. Choose our template. We're going to do the normal import because we want to debit our balance sheet and credit our cost of goods sold because it's our closing stock. We need to reduce our purchases by our closing stock in order to get our true cost of goods sold. And we click import batch and OK. And we can see that we're going to debit our balance sheet there. We can paste in the amount. It's far greater than the other amount. And we click update. Click on the next line. We can paste that in. I'm using Control V on my keyboard. Update that. Closing stock March 26, not 25 as I had done previously. So once your attention to detail with the dates is better than mine, you'll have better references. So to finish this off, we click finish, say yes to confirm posting, click OK, and that's it done, guys. That's your opening and closing stock journals recorded. We have created a template. We've done our normal import of our template to do our closing stock journal. And then we've used a reverse journal to do the opening journal for that same using that same template. Thank you very much.